This Icon podcast is hosted and sponsored by Sphere Rocket Virtual Assistants, a leading provider for your virtual assistants and outsourcing needs. Owned by one of the top-ranking EXP agents, Justin Nelson. Sphere Rocket VA provides a one-stop virtual staffing solution for business owners, and we specialize in helping business owners grow their business by leveraging through virtual assistants. Trusted by the top names in the real estate industry like Kyle Whistle, Andrew Franklin, John Kitchens, and many more. Get ready to up your success and we'll help you achieve your business goals. Book your free consultation at sphererocketva.com and find out how we can make your life easier.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Icon Podcast. I am your host, Gianna, and special thank you to Sphere Rocket VA for making all of these episodes possible. And Mitzi, special thank you to you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. And we are super excited to get to know you. And I guess the best way to do that is to, start at the beginning, right? Reading the page of the book from left to right, front to back. And so let's start at the beginning. Who are you? Where are you from? And how did you find yourself becoming a real estate agent?
So my name is Mitzi de Cruz. I am in the Sacramento area of California, actually a suburb just northwest of Sacramento, Placer County, specifically Lincoln, California, which is a wonderful kind of big town, little city, if you will. Great place to raise a family. My family and I moved to Lincoln about 15 years ago. Back then, I had several small children and have since had another. So my husband and I have 9 children between the two of us. And
okay, I'm the oldest to 7, so I get it. It's a full house. It's fun for the kids. But that's incredible. Good. Keep going.
It's a lot. And they range in age from 24 down to 5 years old. So there's never a dull moment. We've only got 4 at home, but that's plenty. Mm-hmm. And so as far as why I got into real estate in the first place, I grew up without a lot. I really struggled, as a young mother, found myself a single mother for many years. And I had this dream of getting into real estate and really being able to change the game, so to speak, for my family. When I was 19, 20 years old, I worked as a student assistant for a very busy real estate office in downtown Sacramento. And I was able to see just how amazing the women in that office were, how they carried themselves. They walked with purpose. They were able to provide for their families. And that was a second job for me at the time. I was pregnant with my second child and going to school full time and working 2 jobs. And so that really inspired me to be able to look towards something that I could hopefully kind of, like I said, change the game for my family in the future. So that's really why I got into real estate in the first place, although it took me until I was in my early 30s to actually pull the trigger on getting my real estate license. It has really been an amazing way to provide for my family in many ways. So
yeah, that's awesome. Let me see. So then how did you come across EXP? What's your story there?
So I was actually just a couple years into my real estate career. At that point, I was on a team, and Marguerite Crispillo, who I'm sure that you've heard of, was my team lead and my mentor, my friend, and so many other things at the time. And she actually had a conversation with Brent Gove when he had moved over to EXP. So pretty early on in the big movement of agents in my region coming to EXP. And I'll never forget, she came running in my office. At that point, I was still on her team, but I'd opened my own office in Lincoln. And she came running in my office, and I'm thinking, oh gosh, why is Marguerite here? What's gone on? Am I in trouble, so to speak? Tears in her eyes, and she said, Mitzi, you have to look at this. I need you to look at this, see what I'm missing. this is a game changer. And I'm like, look at what I have to go pick my kids up from school, so ended up circling back with her, watching the video. Back then it was Jean Frederick. And I said, you know what, you're not missing a thing. It's everything that we've been waiting for in the real estate industry. And that was a little over 5 years ago.
Wow. That's incredible. So you were introduced to EXP, you saw the model, you couldn't unsee it. You're like, this is too good to be true. But, now that you're here, Mitzi, we've got, rev share, stock options, collaboration, team building, so much more. What makes you say, I am never leaving this place?
Well, there's a few things. I'll tell you. Number one, getting in with EXP and being able to purchase stock, build my stock, and really start planning for the future has been a game changer. Once again, not just as far as being able to provide for my family with real estate revenue and income, but also being able to really invest the money that I've been able to make in stock into investment properties. My family and I own 3 properties now. We Airbnb one. We've got 2 primary residents, one in Tennessee. That's been a game changer for us. Being able to have the residual income in the form of revenue share, that's been a game changer for me. And, again, taking it all the way back, I was a foster kid. I didn't come from wealth or good supportive family or anything like that. And so all of the things that I'm experiencing and being able to offer to my children are completely different than anything that I was able to have for myself, when I was young. So it really does change generations of just going without. I can't imagine going anywhere else.
That's awesome, Mitzi. And, life-changing, really, as many say about EXP. And it's so unique to hear everybody's own individual story. And it really just highlights how amazing EXP is for, each individual, and how it emphasizes, their strengths and highlights their life in just such different ways. And Mitzi, obviously you're busy. You're a mom, you're an agent, you're doing everything. There's like 150 hours of training a week. There's a lot going on with you and EXP and your life. So how do you take care of yourself? How do you make sure that you're not on burnout mode?
So a couple things. I've actually partnered with Marguerite Crispillo now. So we are business partners. We have a fantastic team. We've got an operations manager and a client care coordinator. And then we have an amazing virtual assistant / transaction coordinator. So they really do a lot of the transactional and detail oriented tasks and are able to take those off of our plate. And so that really does allow me to do what I do best, which is meeting people face to face, spending time in my community, making impact there, but also having those opportunities to connect with the kids, and then ultimately take some time for myself at the end of the day. So, so that's been great. Also, just pre-scheduling, time blocking that time. Like, for example, this week I have a massage on Thursday, so I already know I'm done after 3:00, and nobody call me, text me, email me, because you won't reach me until the following business day. So it's been great.
No, that's really cool. And spending time with your family and everything else in between, Mitzi, learning how to take care of yourself and spending money to make money. You've got a virtual assistant, right? So you outsource the work that you don't have the bandwidth for, so that you can be more efficient in the things that do bring in a lot more revenue. And that's great. Always a fabulous tactic. And now I'd love to learn about the Icon Award through your eyes, right? So to start with that, let's talk about how much production you have to do in your particular market. We don't have to talk crazy numbers, as that'll make our head spin, as listeners, may not be familiar with real estate, or they may be. But just give us an idea of how many houses you have to sell, maybe compared to somebody in Alaska or somebody down the road from you in LA to hit Icon.
So the average sales price in my market is right around 475,000, 500,000, somewhere right along in there. And obviously that is the average of quite a few different types of properties. So for me, actually hitting Icon, I'm able to do that typically within the first couple months after my cap resets in 10 to 12 transactions, which is great. I actually feel very blessed because I know that there are some price points across the country where agents have to do quite a bit more volume in order to hit that metric. And then there's obviously markets where 1 or 2 sales will take care of it. So we just keep plugging along, and the value is so greatly there. If there were nothing else that EXP offered, I would absolutely stay with EXP, just for the simple fact that we are able to take advantage of the Icon program and the collaboration, the stock, the cap back in the form of stock, all of those things that make the Icon program exclusive to EXP would be enough just all for me to be here.
Absolutely. And that's super cool, Mitzi. Sorry, I thought I lost you there for a second, so I had paused. And that's, it's unique that each market has their own, way to build a pipeline and ways to hit production. And you sound like you have an awesome team and an awesome support group. And that brings me to my next question, talking about support. How do you give to EXP? How do you give back? Are you a mentor? Are you a coach? Are you teaching lessons in EXP world?
So I've done classes in EXP world in the past, but as far as what I'm doing on a day-to-day basis, we do have mentees on our team, newer agents that are just out there trying to figure this crazy business out, getting their feet wet. We're able to help them to not only learn how to generate their own business, but also take advantage of the systems and the structure that our team provides, and just help them to build their own sphere of influence and build their business in the way that makes sense for them. So we're not a traditional team in the sense that we're just looking for folks to come onto the team, and then everything is specifically branded to build brand recognition of our team in particular. We are wanting to help other agents to grow, to learn, to build, so that if at any point they're ready to kind of fly the nest, they're able to take their database, their brand, and all of those things, and then go out on their own and experience whatever it is that they're looking to achieve in their own real estate career. So,
yeah, absolutely. And it's exciting about EXP to be able to give back, because it really just structures the culture here. And one of the icons that I've interviewed with, they said at EXP, you earn, you learn, and then you return, or learn, earn, and return, right? So you start out as a rookie, you're getting coached, and then you get the hang of things, and you're in the process, you're earning money, you're making mistakes, you're learning from your past, and then you're able to structure that together and bring people in under your wing and, really give back, which is exciting. Mitzi, are you going to be going to EXPCon or shareholders?
Absolutely. So it's very rare that I miss an event. So I'm actually really excited about Orlando. I'm bringing not only my husband, who always travels with me, but also 3 of our girls. So we will be able to spend that time. It's tough when you have 9 kids. You really have to split up different trips so that you're really being intentional with spending time with, one particular kid or a couple particular kids instead of being stretched so thin. But we have a full trip planned for Orlando. So really looking forward to that. And I'm just connecting with everyone.
Absolutely. That's awesome. And, it's one of the many benefits of being an Icon Award winner. And speaking of that, what's your favorite part of that? Is it the big shiny award you get? Is it the stock options that are given back to you and your cap is returned to you in full and then some with stock options? Is it the opportunity to hit up these conventions? Or, is it just, I don't know, being part of EXP? What's your favorite part? I don't know. Just tell me Icon Award point of view, Mitzi.
So one of my very favorite parts of being an icon is that I've heard other agents say that we do attract such collaborative and caring agents because of the fact that we are all personally vested in the success and growth of EXP. But I feel like it's more than that. I feel like we just have such a culture of collaboration and assistance within helping one another build whatever our personal versions of success are, that just by proxy, we are showing up in a way that we're helping one another. There's nothing that's off limits. We're not hoarding secrets or feeling like we're training competition. We're just giving, giving, giving. And it's just this very organic, natural thing for people to do. So I love, love, love that this mentality of agent that we're attracting is also the top percentage of agents that are doing the majority of the business. We're able to guide, coach, and really change the game for the real estate community at large.
Right. Absolutely. Like a trailblazer EXP is, and the people that they have. And, to be an icon agent at EXP, you have to be the best of the best. Top 2%, it's not an easy feat. And so to be involved in the culture and to be involved in the community and surrounding yourself with these people, Mitzi, it is only going to make you stronger, which is super exciting. And, I love that for you, and your story is inspiring. It's exciting. It's, if I can do it, anyone can do it. And look at you just blazing trails, not only for, like you said, women who can walk with a purpose and supply for their family, but, single mamas out there, people who didn't always have the best upbringing. It's not hopeless for you out there, but you just come over to EXP, get that real estate license, pick up the tools, and learn how to use them. I like to refer to EXP as like a skeleton, right? And you get to build your brand on it. You get to decide what kind of giant you want to be, or if you want to be smaller and, low key. And I think that it's just, a one size fits all for everyone, as long as they're willing to put in the work.
100%.
Which is super cool. And Mitzi, I think right now would be a good opportunity to talk to some rookies that may be watching. And let's talk about the Icon Award for a newbie, right? They see this big shiny Icon Award. They're like, ooh, like people are getting stock options. This seems so easy. People are cranking it out. Like, look how many people Icon a month. This is awesome. I probably got, my sights set on that easily. But should they be focusing on the training that is being produced every week? Should they be focusing on building their downline, a pipeline, referrals, leads, or is the Icon Award something achievable for them in their first year? And what are some failures that maybe you faced that you can advise them on avoiding? Or I don't know, just talk to the rookies out there, give them some ideas.
So a couple things. Number one, the number one thing that you have to avoid at all costs is comparing yourself where you're at right now to other people. It's so easy to see other people sharing successes, sharing those perfectly posed pictures on social media of all the things that they're accomplishing and all the ways that they're building, and to look at yourself and say, oh gosh, I'm a failure. I was hoping to sell 10 houses in my first 6 months, and I've not done that. Or I'm 6 months in and I still haven't sold a single house. Why is this happening? Am I not cut out for this? Just first and foremost, you have to stop. You have to give yourself grace. Remember that the reality is, anytime you start a new business, there is a learning curve, and there's going to be up to a 3-year time period before you can start seeing something returning as being actually profitable for you in your life. For me, I sold 3 houses my first year, only 3. My second year, I sold 15. The following year, I sold 21. So you can see there's a progression. But the first thing that I did was I aligned with a mentor that not only was able to give me the tools and the techniques, but didn't do anything for me personally. She told me, go do this. And I'm referring to Marguerite. She said, go do this. And I went and did it. And then I came back and I said, okay, I've done this. And she said, okay, great. Now do that. And some of the times it felt a little frustrating. There were times where I felt like, oh gosh, why can't you just do this for me? But I just kept coming back and I kept doing what she said. And that's what I did. I didn't make excuses. I didn't say, well, gosh, if I had better leads, or if the market was better, or if, I had more sellers than buyers, or, if my kid didn't catch a cold, or, whatever the situation is. You cannot make excuses. You have to show up. You have to treat this like a business, and you have to keep pushing. I know one of the things that was really helpful for me at the beginning was I was with a different company initially, and I spent my first year with a different company. And during that time, we had office meetings. And there would be quotes at the bottom of each and every agenda. And I remember reading, the road to success is long and windy, and most people give up when success is right around the next bend. And I'd always remember that as times got tough, and I was again struggling to feed my family at that time in my career and in my life. But I just kept pushing, and I never allowed somebody else's successes to make me feel like there wasn't enough. You have to have that abundant mindset. Your clients are not going to be my clients, and my clients are not going to be your clients. And there's plenty to go around. So don't get into that bad habit of thinking that you're not going to make it in this business. When you are all in and failure is not an option, you will figure it out. So just keep pushing.
That's a great, great story all around, Mitzi, and I think what's really important, and I don't even think that you're realizing that you're talking about this, but, for the newbies out there, listen to how Mitzi talks about her mentor and somebody that has coached her through, the hard times, and, having her start with baby steps. Okay, good job, Mitzi. You got that done. Now go do this. And you're thinking, God, why can't you do that for me? Why can't you do this? And so be patient and trust the process, because, she started there and now she's icon. She's hitting the production that she wants to. She's building that pipeline every year and selling more and more houses. So be patient at the start of this. Lean into your mentors. Pay for a coach. And if you're broke, which totally understandable. Mitzi was there selling 3 houses in her first year. Reach out to a friend to hold you accountable. I had an icon agent suggest that you reach out to an accountability buddy, and you set a goal to hand out 100 business cards a week. And so that if you have not done that by Friday, and they're that good of a friend where you don't feel like you have to lie to them, but they're there to chew your butt if you did not do that, right? So you got to find somebody. You have to surround yourself with people that want you to succeed, and they have the same vision as you. And Mitzi, you have done that, and the way you talk about your mentor is incredible. And you can tell that there's a real relationship there. You cannot force mentorships. It has to be there has to literally be chemistry there. People have to be coachable. They have to be willing to learn. And then the mentors have to be willing to share their secrets and, see somebody that started out below them initially succeed and have the potential to blow them out of the water. But ultimately at EXP, a raising tide raises all boats, right?
Yes.
So, if Mitzi's winning, her mentor's winning, everybody's winning, her downline's winning, people that she's going to mentor in the future are winning. And so, keep that in mind when you're picking, your upline and people that you're going to surround yourself with at EXP, because this is extremely critical. Your family tree at EXP is critical. Learning, taking baby steps and understanding and trusting the process is critical. It's not going to happen tomorrow. Don't compare yourself to the people that are around you. I haven't sold a house. The last icon agent I talked to today was like, yeah, I started a social media, or one of the girls I'm mentoring started a social media, and her friends think that she's absolutely killing it, like slinging houses. She's like, she has 2 deals that she has on the table, but her social media has made it to seem like she's killing it. So put your focus into those things, become project the person that you want to become, but trust the process in the meantime, and just show up every day and try to sell some houses.
That's right. And one more thing, if I could just add, take time to be in gratitude, because the reality is that the more that you're in gratitude and the more that you reflect on all of the things that are going right in your world, all of the people that are making impact in your life, even if you're not seeing the exact result that you want to see right this moment, just take that time. I know for me, especially in the earlier years, sometimes I would be so overwhelmed with gratitude. I'd be driving around and I'd have to pull over and, and just take a moment and just feel those feelings and just really, just feel it, just the other day. Now, as I mentioned, Marguerite Crispillo and I are business partners. So just the other day, I sent her a message and I said, I just want you to know how grateful I am for you, your presence in my life, being able to be your business partner. But I'm just feeling an extreme moment of gratitude for you right now. And I have to let you know, and no, I've not been drinking.
Even if you have had a glass of wine, it's fine. Still send that gratitude.
I mean, at this particular time, that was not what invoked that emotion, but no, but it was great because, it's share those feelings with people, even if it's, maybe your spouse brought you coffee in bed, which helps you to get up, to get going, to get out there, to put yourself out there, to make that sale, make those connections. Even if that sale hasn't happened, that cup of coffee, that gesture, maybe, whatever that is, maybe one of your kids, helped you, find your shoes this morning because you had to get out there and go. Just being able to go back to that person and say, oh my gosh, I'm so grateful for you. And being able to feel those feelings, even if you're just taking that moment by yourself in your car, in your office, wherever you're at, and just saying, gosh, thank you so much for this moment. Just God, universe, whatever it is for you. For me, it's God. Just thank you, God, for this moment, for this feeling, for everything that you've given me and everything that's coming my way. I just know that abundance is there and it will show up.
I do. I love that. And it helps you be excited to show to work every day, right? It helps you manifest good relationships and making sure that you're surrounding yourself with people that know that they're cared for and they're appreciated by you. And, a thank you and a cup of coffee, like you said, a little gesture can actually go so far. My favorite go-to, thank you notes, handwritten thank you notes. So dumb, right? My parents used to scream at me when I was little to get those written out, and I hated them. By little, I'm like 16 to 18, like graduation party, whatever, hated writing thank you notes. And now that as an adult, I think that they're so rare to receive anymore that I don't even have to spend money on them. I buy a big pack on Amazon and just slap a stamp on them and mail it to them. And honestly, it's something that people can keep and they, feel appreciated. They see it and it's a small gesture, but it goes a long way. And so I love that you've highlighted that, Mitzi. And, for my last question, I would like to talk about, we can either go back in time and talk to the Mitzi that was on the edge, maybe about moving to EXP, had a little bit of nerves or a sense of loyalty to her first brokerage, or anybody out there right now that's on the edge and they see the grass is greener at EXP and, they hear negative things in the industry like, oh, well, EXP is a cult. It's a pyramid scheme. Don't drink the Kool-Aid. What would you have to say to somebody or your past self that was sitting in that position or standing in those shoes?
Well, I never had any hesitation. I jumped 2 feet in because, whatever Marguerite was going to do at that point in time, I was going to do. Success leaves clues, and I certainly wasn't going to question. But if that's you and you're in that position and you're hearing negative things, keep in mind, number one, what is the motivation of the person who is saying those things? Is it a current broker? Is it a current teammate? Is it somebody who themselves is struggling to have a successful career in real estate? Those types of things are something that's very important to keep in mind. I mean, going all the way back for me, I had people that told me, don't get into real estate. I got licensed in 2013. So this is a terrible time in the market. Don't get licensed. And here's my experience. I said, well, that was your experience, but here I'm going to do this because I think it's the right thing. And thank the Lord that I did, because it's been a game changer. Same thing with EXP. There's never been a moment where I wasn't grateful. I mean, and I'll mention this really quick. As far as one of the reasons why I would never leave EXP, other than all of the wonderful things that are offered by EXP, the fact of the matter is we may be a worldwide brokerage, but the attention, the care, it is there. I actually, one of my husband and my children, his oldest son was actually hit by a car back in 2019. And it was one of the worst things that I can tell you that we've ever experienced as parents. There's no reason that he should have actually survived that. The car was going 70 miles an hour on the freeway, and our son was a pedestrian. So I will spare you all the details, but I will tell you that, everything changed that day. We went my husband and I just immediately shifted gears, and we were living in the hospital with his son. And EXP Realty, there was no hesitation. I had $1,000 wired right into my account right after that happened. There was no vetting. There was no nothing. This is a member of our EXP family that needs us, and that help was there. We had a meal train going. I mean, I'm not even his natural mother, but we had so much food that was brought here for an entire month. I did not have to think about cooking anything, picking the kids up, nothing. Everything was handled, and I was able to take the food that was delivered right here to my house and bless the rest of the family that was also living at the hospital, including my stepson's mother. So, the thing is, if you look at EXP and you think, okay, well, they're growing and maybe I'm going to get lost in the shuffle. No, you are not. You are not. You have a network of people who care about you, care about your success, care about you personally. And that is so rare in today's world. I don't care what I've been offered different opportunities to change the office that I run into a satellite office for different brokerages and hey, let's go to lunch. Let's show you what we have to offer you. Things like that. You can't get a moment of my time to look at anything else, because that will forever be my EXP story. And there's nothing like that out there. I don't care where you go, what you look at. This is what EXP offers and has done for my family.
I got chills from that story. That was a great anecdote to throw in there, Mitzi. Thank you so much for sharing that, because, I'm a complete stranger and people are listening and they're complete strangers, but it's impactful to see how EXP has changed lives and they give a slice, and, it's so much cooler and more exciting to be part of a big picture that you have a piece in the making. And, you benefit from, of course, with the growth of the company and stocks and everything, you benefit from that. But to see it changing other people's lives and the ripple effect that it has, I'm sure that is just insane for you to watch and be a part of.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. Mitzi, I think it's been an awesome episode. We are coming up on over 30 minutes now. Is there anything that you'd like to leave the listeners with in the meantime?
Just, again, if somebody has anything other than encouragement for you to get your real estate career going, to take it to the next level, just know that that's a them issue. You just shine. You let your light shine bright. Bring it on over to EXP. We will help you. We've got your back. You are not alone, and we are going to do this together. So that's all I want to share, and best of luck to everybody watching and listening.
Mitzi, it's been an awesome episode and an absolute honor to get to know you today. I'm super excited to catch up with you and the fam at Shareholders, and we will be in touch soon, okay?
Great. Thank you, Gianna.
Thanks, Mitzi. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
This Icon podcast is hosted and sponsored by Sphere Rocket Virtual Assistants, a leading provider for your virtual assistants and outsourcing needs. Owned by one of the top-ranking EXP agents, Justin Nelson. Sphere Rocket VA provides a one-stop virtual staffing solution for business owners, and we specialize in helping business owners grow their business by leveraging through virtual assistants. Trusted by the top names in the real estate industry like Kyle Whistle, Andrew Franklin, John Kitchens, and many more. Get ready to up your success, and we'll help you achieve your business goals. Book your free consultation at sphererocketva.com and find out how we can make your life easier.